Hello students, so here we have the solution to exercise 8C, scales and maps. Okay, so here we are dealing with a lot about scales and proportion once again and ratio. So let's take a look. So the first question asks you to try. Here we have an object, a triangle, XYZ. After going through an enlargement with a scale factor of 2.5, we have x prime, y prime and z prime. So what this means is that scale factor of 2.5 means the length of the triangle XYZ is actually increased by 2.5 times to get the x prime, y prime and z prime, right? So from here we know that x prime, y prime should be 2.5 times of xy, and xy is 4 centimeter, and that's why we have 2.5 times 4 resulting in 10 centimeter. Okay, next we look at yz, right? So yz, okay, yz, if I multiply that with 2.5, it will give me y prime z prime, which is 8.75. Therefore yz will be y prime z prime divided by 2.5. So 8.75 divided by 2.5, that gives me 3.5 centimeter. Okay, so this is a simple, straightforward question just to test our understanding of the concept of scale factor. Right, next one. So now we are given a floor plan of an apartment, and we are given the length as well as the actual length. So that's great, right? So how do we find the scale? Okay, so we know that the scale is actually the ratio of the plan to the actual. So the plan is 12 centimeter is to 3 meters, right? That is the ratio. To make it into a proper ratio, we should not have any units. So how do we do that? First, I recommend changing the 3 meters to 300 centimeter. Once both of them have the same units, we can ignore it. We have 12 is to 300. Reduce to the simplest term, we have 1 is to 25. So that is the scale, right? So the floor plan, whatever we draw on the floor plan, 25 times larger, that will be the actual dimensions, right? Part 2, find the width of the living room on the floor plan if the actual is 4:5. So again, we know that the proportion, the ratio must match up, right? So we already know that the ratio is 12 centimeter matches with 300 centimeter. So just by using our proportion, we can get 17 centimeter. How we get that? Because 425 centimeters, if we divide by 300 times 12, that will give us 17. This is actually just a proportion, just increasing the proportion accordingly. So if you are not familiar with how to actually work with these proportions, please, same advice to you, make an appointment, come look for me and I will teach it to you, alright? But you should have learned this in a previous academic year or even in primary school already, right? So width 17. So you can see I say width is 17 here. Notice because this is a word problem, so it is a good habit. Please have a context to finally just write down a statement or context to offer the final solution. Okay, with the words there, right? Width, we are trying to find the width. Okay, next one. Here we have the model of Marina Bay Sands Tower 1 is made using the scale of 1 is to 15 meters, and the height of the model is 42.4. So they want us to find the actual height. So the model to the actual height, 1 centimeter is to 15 meters. So 15 meters right here. Okay, so I increase from 1 cm, increase to 42.4 times 42.4, right? So 15 times 42.4, that gives me 636. So 636 meters, that's the actual height of the tower. Again, context, right? I write down actual height equals to 636 meters. That is the final solution. Okay, write down the statement, please. Part 2, now using a different scale, right? We are going to make another tower. But the scale now is 1 cm is to 12. So I can flip it around, it's fine. If sometimes it's better for our own visualization, it is okay to flip things around, actual to model instead of model to actual. It's perfectly fine as long as you know what you're doing, right? So 12 meters to 1 centimeter, right? From actual to model. So now I want to find 636 meters. So 636 meters divided by 12 times 1, that gives me 53 centimeters. So the height of the second model tower is going to be 53 centimeters. Okay. Next one. Now we come to our map. So here, when we're dealing with map, of course, another thing we got to be careful of is that sometimes we have area, and in this case 3.8 square centimeter area, right? When we have the scale on the map usually describe the ratio of the length, not the area. So in order to compare area, we actually need to do some work. So let me walk you through. So part 1, the map to actual, the scale is 1 is to 240,000, right? The question gives us that. So we want some units here because we see centimeter, square centimeter here, and we want the answer in square kilometer. So I'm going to convert the units accordingly. My map, I want it in centimeter first. Then after that, my actual, I want to convert it to kilometer. Now once I have 1 centimeter is to 2.4 kilometer, I want to square them because we are comparing area. So 1 square give me 1, right? 1 square equals to 1. So I square 1 centimeter, I get 1 square centimeter. I square 2.4 kilometer, so 2.4 times 2.4 is 5.76. So 5.76 square kilometer. Once I have this, then I bump it up to the value I want, 3.8 square centimeter. So it's times 3.8, so 5.76 times 3.8, 21.888 square kilometer. So that's the actual area of the seawater lake. Now part 2. Part 2, now we have a plot of land. This is the area that's given. So what is the area on the map, right? So again, we have actual and a map. I flip it around, it's just for better visualization. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we have 240,000 is to 1. Now this time round, if you look at the question, the area is given as square meters. So on my actual, I want to make it into meters first. So plug in the centimeter, 240,000 centimeter is 1 centimeter. That reduces to 2,400 meters is 1 centimeter. After that, same thing, I need to square it. So 2,400 times 2,400 give me 576,000 square meters. Here 1 times 1 is 1. Okay. After that, what do? I want to find 2,908,800. So how to do that? We take 2,908,800 divide by 576,000 times 1. That gives us 0.505. So 0.505 square centimeter, that will be the area on the map. Okay, one more question to practice. This time round, the scale is given as 1 centimeter to 500 meters. Part 1, they want it to express it as a proper scale, where in the form of 1 is to n, right? So without any units. So what we're going to do, we are going to do the ratio thing, this ratio, and try to make it the same unit. So 1 centimeter to 500 meters, that will be 1 centimeter to 50,000 centimeters. Since the units are the same, we can actually now safely remove it from our visualization and presentation. 1 is to 50,000. So the scale of the map is 1 is to 50,000, right? So we have our scale now. Now part 2, the distance between 2 districts, okay, is 28 kilometers. Find the corresponding distance on the map. So actual to map, we know is 500 meters is to 1 centimeter. So convert it to kilometer because the question is in kilometers. So 500 meters is 0.5 kilometer is to 1 centimeter. So 28, right? So 28 divided by 0.5 times 1, that gives us 56 centimeter. So the distance on the map between the 2 districts, 56 centimeter. Part 3. Part 3 is a question that deals with area. So once again, when it deals with area, you got to be careful, right? So the jungle has an area of 12 square centimeter on the map. What is the actual area, right? So map to actual, 1 centimeter is 0.5 kilometer. We already established that fact in the earlier working, right? So we square it. 1 square is 1, so 1 square centimeter. Now 0.5 square is 0.25, so 0.25 square kilometer, right? Square it. After we square it, we want to find 12 square centimeters, so times 12. So 0.25 times 12, that gives us 3. So actual area of the jungle, 3 square kilometers. Alright, so these are the questions that I asked you to try. I hope you have been successful. Have a nice day.